right, so we're going to go ahead and get started way back in 2021. This is the first car that I started with. It was a 2014 Chevy Spark. By the following year, I was able to amass two more vehicles, officially becoming a fleet owner, which was my original goal. So last week we talked about some of the problems that you may be facing, whether it be you like to add an additional stream of income, maybe you want to explore some side hustles, or maybe you want to replace your job in its entirety. This week, we are going to go into some of the numbers. I want to get into some of my background with regards to the income, the revenue on average that I get on per car. I want to go over some of the reviews that I get. And I did want to go ahead and go over some of the books or the background knowledge that I think that you guys are going to want to need and look into if you're serious about starting a private car rental business. So let's get started. Now, I want to start out by comparing the differences between the Turo platform, and later on we'll talk about my private car rental. Right here, I do have one of my vehicles on Turo, and I started renting it out in January. So far, this is some of the income that I was able to earn. This is an example of the car that I rent out on Turo. Now, let's take a look at my private side. Now, in comparison to the Turo earnings that you guys were just able to see there, this is just a glimpse at some of the private earnings that I get on the private rental side. The upside is that I'm not cutting my profits. I'm keeping it all to myself. The major downside to Turo is that they take upwards to 30 and 40% off of each of your trips. So you're really missing out and giving up a lot of your earnings. So going private is the major upside. You get to keep all of your earnings. We just took a look at some of the cars that I rent out privately with my contract. Now, this is just a really quick screenshot recording of the inbox, people requesting to book my cars, a surplus. Now what we're going over is just some of the reviews that I've been able to gather throughout the time that I was on the platform Turo when I was initially starting out. So this was just a time for me to learn, to really realize how to run the business professionally, and to gather as much feedback from my guests so that I could transition into the private car rental route. So as you can see here, really striving for all 5 stars. Same thing in the private. You're going to want to strive for the highest, most elite fleet that you can provide. Even if you're thinking about just adding one car, trust me, you're going to want to add a few more so that you can get to that fleet as well, especially once you begin to see how the revenue starts to come in. Just wanted to review some of my contracts because I have cars, as you guys see, I have 5 vehicles, and some of them I put on public platforms like Turo, but mainly I do private rental with my other vehicles. And so I do have to have my contracts that I have my renters sign when I'm renting it out on the private route. And as you can see, these contracts are several pages long because I want to ensure that we're following all of the legalities involved in running your own private car rental business. And so that is what I want you guys to know that you're going to also have as well, so that you can be legally grounded in the business and have no worries there. I want to be able to briefly talk about what I think is very important when it comes to starting your own enterprise, whether it be a car rental fleet or whether it be starting in real estate or whatever you're thinking about you want to explore or expand on. It's important that you're a constant student. It's important that you're constantly wanting to learn and invest in your own education as far as building the knowledge in with whatever field it is that you do want to explore. And so I always like to learn and grow. And two books that I want to introduce to you guys, we're going to go over in the next clip. But these are two books that I would highly recommend, regardless of what lane you want to explore in the entrepreneurial route and space. You're going to want to go ahead and explore these two books so that you are ready for not only what to do when you're generating the money, but you know exactly how to maintain that money. And you also know how to create an offer that your clients or your prospects won't be able to refuse, regardless of what it is you're trying to market or sell. So these two books, let's get into the clip. Profit First, an absolute game changer. When you're running your own business, a lot of the money that you make, you put right back into running the business, running the operational costs. You forget all about paying yourself first. So this is critical. As you can see, I've opened up the book, taken notes. I advise you guys to do the same. Next, we have the $100 million offer. I really enjoy this book because no matter what business you're trying to jump in, you really want to be something that people want. And so this teaches you how to curate your offers so that people find them interesting. So I hope what I was able to do and provide for you guys was my background, some of the facts, the hard numbers you guys were able to take a look at, the reviews, the requests for bookings. And so I hope it makes you feel more secure in my positioning on why you guys should learn this from me. Again, I'm on my 5th year. You've been able to see me scale my cars up to 5. So it's something that I plan on doing for the duration of my life because it's recession proof, it's pandemic proof. People are always going to need a vehicle. So it really is something that gives me peace of mind knowing that I do have this reliable stream of income that I built from the ground up. I hope that you guys are willing to at least consider joining my cohort. There is going to be a link in the bio for you guys to go ahead and select. All I need you to do is fill out the Google Docs form and email me back the form, and I will be able to tell you the next steps for when we're going to start and launch the cohort, which will be shortly thereafter. So please click the link in the comment section below and be sure to go ahead and fill that out and email it back to me. I look forward to seeing you guys.